BTS, Blackpink, NewJeans. These are some of the biggest names in K-pop's multi-billion-dollar industry that continue to exponentially grow year after year. With its catchy music, aesthetic visuals, and viral choreographies, K-pop charms the youth not just in South Korea and Asia, but all over the world. Its concerts are known for being sold out, with fans camping and going crazy over seeing their favorite idols.
Camped out for days.
Camped out all morning.
4 days.
Fans stay in airports, swarming their beloved K-pop groups upon arrival, just to catch a glimpse of their idols. Idols who are poured with insane amounts of love, money, and fame. Idols whose every single small action is adored. Idols who are treated like gods and worshipped. On the surface, K-pop is all sunshine and rainbows, as its youthful obsession inspires fans to strive to get better and motivates them to work and aim to achieve higher standards. However, have you ever wondered how human beings who are inherently flawed and defective as species achieve and maintain the perfect ideals of being an idol? Child exploitation, brutal starvation diets, and slave contracts. These are the hidden ingredients that formulate perfect humans whose struggles are hidden by the facade of their immaculate smiles and whitewashed skin, colorful hair, and paper-thin bodies. What lies behind the glitz and glamour is the dark underworld of the Korean pop music industry. The usual start of becoming a K-pop idol is rooted in its excruciating beginnings, the trainee stage. K-pop entertainment agencies such as YG, JYP, and SM launch international auditions to discover new, fresh, and young talents. Kids, dreaming of the rich and famous life of idols, attend these showings in hopes of fulfilling their dreams of being recruited by talent scouts.
가장 가고 싶은 소속사가 어디예요? 가면 진짜 어디라고?
Aside from the nepo babies that are hired right off the bat, the acceptance rate of being a K-pop trainee is extremely low. After the auditions, it's estimated that only around 1 to 2% of the auditionees are recruited. Becoming a trainee and joining an agency is the first step to enter the K-pop industry. Unfortunately, the path to enter an agency's training program is extraordinarily narrow. Hypothetically, if a kid defies all odds and survives the low acceptance rate of becoming a trainee, they must make the judgment call of whether to sign and commit their youth to a very small chance of becoming a K-pop idol, or alternatively, they must give up their K-pop dreams. Remember, this life-defining decision of choosing between becoming a K-pop trainee and giving up their youth is made by 8 to 10-year-old kids. Once signed, trainees go through an intensive process until they debut. Before we get into the physical hardships that these aspiring kids go through, let's talk about the money. The decision to be a trainee is not easy for the shallow-pocketed, as on average, kids who join K-pop institutions cost around $50,000 per year. With a few exceptions, idols such as Suga from BTS, Sunmi from Wonder Girls, and IU, a soloist, are some of the few who manage to weather the financial struggles and get on their feet. Talking about these idols' individual success stories is for another day. However, one thing's for sure. Behind these few successful idols are thousands of other trainees who wasted their money, youth, and future attempting to reach their K-pop dreams. Trainees wake up at 5 a.m. and dedicate their entire day to practice singing, dancing, and perfecting idol etiquettes. Sprinkled throughout the day are also various lessons such as acting, vocal, rehearsals, styling, makeup, photo shoots, and mock performances. Day in and day out, this rigorous training schedule that ends at 1 a.m. is not for the weak, as aspiring K-pop idols dedicate their entire life to the craft with no days off. On top of their unhealthy daily routines, it's also common for company execs to take advantage of trainees and sexually assault them. In an anonymous interview by the Asian Junkie, an agency head admitted sexual harassment with trainees. "Not everyone can rise to the top," said one agency head, identified as C. "If you do well by me, I'll help you out." C gave work and exclusive stories to those who accepted his request for physical contact. Due to the imbalance of power dynamics at play between execs and trainees didn't have much choice but to comply with sexual requests if they hoped to maximize their chances of making it. Continuing Asian Junkie's article, even when they were harmed sexually, the report pointed out victims were not able to proactively speak out about their victimization due to concerns about earning disfavor or because of the daunting nature of raising a complaint. After a few years of training, entertainment companies decide whether the trainee is ready for the debut stage. The company might form a new group with other trainees or select existing trainees for a new lineup replacing their existing members. This is the make it or break it moment, as kids have dedicated most of their lives to chasing their dreams. If you're lucky, you'll become the next member of BTS. However, for a lot of people such as Luca and Kim Joo-hun, you'll be so close to the goal of fame and won't be able to touch it, as you're eliminated from the process and your road to K-pop stardom is cut short.
그 친구들 뭐 부럽지 않네요. 근데 사실 안 부러우면 거짓말이긴 해요. 근데 부러운 거의 기준이 뭐 부도 아니고 명예도 아니고 계속 같이 가잖아요, 그 친구들은.
If the path to becoming a trainee is narrow, the door to being officially debuted as a K-pop idol is as thin as a needle. In an article by Netizen Buzz, it's estimated that trainees have a 0.1% chance of debuting. This close to none but not zero number is what aspiring minors all around the world hope for. The reason why blood, sweat, and tears of kids are shed year after year. Let's say after all the struggles, the agency liked you. Your looks, vocals, and dancing prowess landed you a spot on the debut group. You've managed to debut. Congratulations. This is all great news except for one major thing. You don't own your life now. You lose control of your life. When someone becomes a K-pop idol, their life gets bound into a devilish contract. Some are lucky enough to debut in prestigious agencies. However, only a few of these K-pop entertainment companies treat and pay their artists in a barely close to fair manner. In the K-pop industry, the biggest and most frightening open secret is the slave contract. Annually, a handful of more or less 100 K-pop groups debut. After 2 short years, this number goes down by 90%. Here's where slave contracts ruin idols' lives, as the arrangements are typically very exploitative. These agencies prey on the naivety and dreams of young kids with their predatory terms. According to the Emery Wheel, revenue is split disproportionately between managing companies and their stars, with labels often receiving 90% of all profits from album sales and tours, while just 10% goes to the artists. Additionally, most K-pop groups must split that remaining 10% amongst themselves, most of which goes to their training debt. Remember those idols mentioned earlier who managed to weather financial storms and now are successful? They were once drowned by the training debt scam at one point, but were fortunate enough to recover. This adds another obstacle to the false promises that agencies, big or small, sell to their trainees. For another instance, after 5 years in the industry, Fia Star's Cao Lu was living off $450 each month. Including his trainee debt and living expenses, Henry Prince Mac from JJC concluded last year that he was only making $1 or $2 per day. Unwilling to abandon their dreams of an illustrious career, many continue with their labels until they lose everything. One of the most famous cases where an idol ended up having close to nothing was ex-Momoland's Yoonwoo. Despite the success and virality that the one-hit wonder song Boom Boom brought, Momoland members didn't make any money. In the show Village Survival The 8, Season 2, Yoonwoo, when asked what she'll do with the price, shocked everyone by saying that she'll use it to buy food, as it would be her first paycheck after debuting for 3 years.
뭘 하고 싶으세요?
제가 지금까지 수익이 없었어요.
아이고 아이고.
그래서 첫 수익이거든요. 1,000만 원을.
맞아. 이걸 타면 첫 수익이에요?
네, 첫 수익이에요.
아, 나 이거 정말.
연우 씨 스타게 해주자. 연우.
정산이 아직 안 돼요.
아직 빚쟁이라서.
However, it doesn't end with Yoonwoo. Groups such as Everglow, Luna, and Secret Number are still yet to receive their first payment up to this very day. On top of the exploitation from management that idols face, K-pop stars must take extreme measures that adhere to the unrealistic South Korean beauty standards. K-pop stars often starve themselves, spend hours on makeup, and even undergo plastic surgery and operations in order to maximize their chances of making it. This is evident as K-pop stars are frequently seen as overly thin, passing out on stage, and even hospitalized. On top of keeping up with appearances, K-pop idols must please their fans, as these fans are the puppeteers who fund their lifestyles. With fandoms come fanatics such as Sa-sang fans, who obsessively stalk and harass their favorite idols, going as far as breaking into hotel rooms, forcibly touching idols, sneaking into flights, and invading private lines. Aside from being banned from dating, this arduous process to meet perfection combined with social media drama can be very mentally draining, to the point where some idols just can't take it. Even after K-pop stars achieved glory and fame, some still ended up taking their own lives. Jonghyun, Sully, and Guhara are a few of the victims who ended up doing the unimaginable due to stress and pressure.
나한테는 그러니까 나한테 오해하지 마라. 난 나쁜 사람 아니야.
If established K-pop idols ended up having to resort to such acts, just imagine the thousands of cases that happened to be unpublicized, unsuccessful trainees that were swept under the rug. The immense pressure from management and fans leaves K-pop stars feeling burned as they're putting in the hard work, dealing with obsessive fans without the pay to compensate for it, as they're only left with a small cut from the contracts. This feeling of getting burned by these management companies can build up resentment as these K-pop stars have all the clout in the world but lack the money in their bank account to back it up. This can lead to extreme measures of sex trafficking and scandals. Seungri, a former member of the K-pop group Big Bang, was sent to prison as he used his nightclub to make over 30,000 USD by organizing commercial sex services. Seungri was also convicted of misappropriating his company's funds and gambling overseas, embezzling over $450,000 and $1.8 million. He was eventually imprisoned for his crimes and fined $1 million, eventually leaving Big Bang in 2019 due to all these scandals and bad PR. As years go by in a K-pop idol's life, their careers are threatened left and right by every single action they do. Due to various factors including declining popularity, coming to an agreement can be difficult for both the company and the K-pop stars. Even the most famous K-pop groups experience disbandment after the infamous 7-year curse, which is the most common length of a K-pop group's contract. Aside from agency agreements, the most notorious career killers for idols are scandals. Be it dating, bullying, or drug scandals, idols' dreams are shattered by these rumors as these talks affected their image, regardless if they're true or not. Among many cases, a painful example of a career-ending rumor happened at ex-LE SSERAFIM's Kim Garam. She was accused of being a high school bully, and it wasn't even her agency's entire fault that she got kicked out. Bullying is a big issue in South Korea, and accusations as such is a huge stain on an idol's image. HYBE got stuck in the middle of defending her as the investigations were going on, while the group's overall popularity was getting dragged down by the public. To avoid further detriment in LE SSERAFIM's PR, and to save the remaining girls, HYBE decided to remove Garam from the group, even though nothing was yet to be proven. A few months later, she was actually proven to be innocent of the bullying accusations. Do idols deserve to be viewed as perfect and flawless humans as it is their profession? Let us know in the comments below.